beautiful people. I have a question for you today. Are you an ascended master? And why is that something to even ask yourself? And how could that change things for you in this present moment? Today, I'm going to talk about what an ascended master is, how you possibly could be one, and also what that means for your life right here in the present moment, and how it could make it more easeful. So stay tuned. Hey guys, this is Rebecca Abraxas. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. So here we're diving deep to rise high. We're remembering our greatness and expanding consciousness. If that's your thing, be sure to subscribe, like, and click the bell. I'd love to have you in this high vibe tribe. So we're talking about being an ascended master today. So what exactly is an ascended master? Well, I looked it up. So an ascended master is a human being who has regained full union with his mighty I am presence. When a human being has regained full union with this presence, that state of full union is referred to as ascension. So I talk a bit about this in my videos, about that God spark, that authentic beingness. That's that spark of vibration of the I am presence. Now, an ascended master is one who has had a human experience and has realized that they are that spark of the I am, of that authentic self, and they've worked hard at releasing karma and becoming that vibration. Now, a lot of, in the past, in the way past, to realize that, people would ascend, like actually ascend. They would leave their bodies. Or it would be time to pass on. Now, in this day and age, in this time in history, we get to embody that ascension energy and stay in these bodies if we choose. So it's a really exciting time. So this is what an ascended master is. And ascended masters are like Jesus, Buddha, QuanYin, Mother Teresa. And they came to Earth with high frequencies and with the mission to expand into their ascended selves, and then became ascended and stay in the God force, creation force, to add guidance to people's lives, to be there as helpers before absorbing into the allness, the light. So that's what an ascended master is. Now, what does this have to do with you? I've been playing with this idea, this perspective, that what if we all are ascended masters? I did some studying with Sat Shri. I studied his form of the Bhagavad Gita. He's from New Dharma, and he talks about the ascension process, that every soul has the choice to ascend. So they come from the creation force, God force, and come into bodies. And as you embody, you come into 3D and you almost have like an amnesia. And the awakening, the pop, is when you remember that, oh, I am the I am. I have that in me. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. So when you have that aha, that awakening process has started. From there, what happens is we start the ascension process. We start to keep expanding into higher frequencies until we reach that realized state of the full fulfillment of the I am presence, right? So, what does this have to do with you? Well, human beings like linear timelines. And in this modern world, everything has time. But really, Earth is the only plane that has like time in this way. Time is not really a thing. So all these alternate realities and dimensions and frequencies, everything's happening all at once, and you have access to it. So, my friends, you have access to your future selves. And what if your future self has ascended? What if your future self is waiting for you to ask for guidance, which would make it an ascended master? waiting to offer guidance. So that's how you are an ascended master right here, right now, in this present moment. Because in this present moment are all different times and formations of you and versions of you. And one of the versions of you is your ascended self. So what does this have to do with your life right now? Well, if you choose, you can release karma, raise your vibration, expand the universe, help the planet with her evolution, and ascend. Now, at this time of the Great Awakening, it's really cool because we have the ability to ascend in these bodies. We actually don't have to leave our bodies to ascend. We get to be that frequency here in this body right now. I find that to be so super exciting. And so the cool part is you have your ascended self guiding you the whole way. So what this means for your life is you can have more ease in your life by the guidance that your ascended self gives you. So I meditate like this. I tune in to my ascended self and source energy. And then I ask for guidance and I get a pen and I start writing. Okay, so we are the essence of light, the essence of God. Now, I went to Catholic school for 12 years, and I also was a born-again Christian for another year. And then I've studied, for 5 years, I studied Holy Fire Reiki and became a master of that. And that is grounded in Christ consciousness. So I kind of have some experience with Christ consciousness and Christianity. By no means not an expert, but this Bible verse always gets me thinking. Jesus said in John 14, "Truly, I tell you, whoever believes in me will do works I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these, because I am going to the Father." To me, what that quote is saying is that he's not necessarily saying believe in me, the person, the human being that walked the planet. Believe in me as the essence of God's spark, of God, of source. And I believe in his teachings, he taught us that all of us are that. So this is interesting. Alan Watts, a modern philosopher of our times, he talks about the Son of God, that terminology that the Bible uses. And he talks about the is usually italicized in the King James Bible. And he says when it's italicized, it's not necessarily meaning it's emphasized, but rather interpreted or added in. So the was added in or interpreted. I find that very interesting. Also, son of means the essence of. It does not actually mean a child. So when we look at the Bible, 3D human beings interpret it. So I feel like there's room for discussion and broadening perspectives when we read the Bible. And more than that, I feel like our knowingness around the teachings in it are really important. So my knowingness and what I know and feel about Christ consciousness and the life that Christ walked was that he was teaching us of our own essence, of the light, of source, and that we are going to do acts just like him and more because we are in an expanding universe. We are expanding consciousness. Every life lived expands consciousness. So I believe that's what he was saying. And more because we are ever expanding God consciousness or source creation energy into the world. So that is exciting to me. And that, for me, shows us that we have this essence. And if we grow this essence, we too can walk as ascended masters in the creation force and on this planet. Now, the interesting thing I find is that in 2012, the earth solidified her 5D frequency again. She came to being as a 5D being and actually decreased her frequencies as a 3D being because of this whole history of human beings wanting to go into 3D reality and consciousness to play there. So she got brought down. Now, the earth began her experiment, if you will, as a 5D being. She really wanted to expand to 7th dimension frequencies. So she was like, I'm going to go do this. Okay, I want to see what it's like to expand in consciousness this way. But somewhere along the line, she went back down to 3. And so she had to get back up to 5 to start her journey to 7 again. Now, she solidified in 2012 that 5D again, and she won't be going down again. And now it's important for us human beings and light workers and light holders to hold the light of 5D, 7D, 6D, 8D, 10D. We're able as modern human beings to hold these higher frequencies in these human bodies in this time in history. So it's really exciting. So if you feel moved to be a light holder, to hold these higher dimensions for the planet and the universe, then you would choose to work with your ascended self. You would choose to work with Source directly. There are tons of different frequencies and entities and beings that you can work with. And many of them are not pure and not high vibing. You know, a lot of them don't have the greatest intentions. So we have to be careful what energies we're working with if we want to be holders of the light. So it's all up to you. You know, if you want to choose this broader perspective as true for you, if you feel giddy and light hearing this broader perspective or this possibility, if it makes you feel heavy, throw it out the window. If it feels super light, then ask more questions about it. Take it in and ask, what do I know about this? Take it in as yours, and in your meditation, tune into your ascended self. So this is all really super, super interesting to me. And I'm always into more brilliant possibilities and expanding and hearing broader perspectives. You know, nothing is weird to me. I love hearing it all. I love hearing all the possibilities. However, sometimes they can be distractions. Now that I've been on Facebook a lot, I notice that I'm going into a lot of the videos talking about Palladians and reptilians and all this different stuff. And it seems like a soap opera to me. I'm going to talk tomorrow about the stories and how they can be spiritual stories, galactic stories, human vibrational stories, how they all can be a bit distracting to our own spiritual evolution. And so tune in tomorrow for that. But in the meantime, it's good to know that tuning into your ascended self and directly to Source will help with that intention, will help you to not tune into these other like distractions, okay? So to wrap up, in the Great Awakening, we don't have to pedestal up ascended masters. You are an ascended being yourself. And so I really feel in the paradigm we are shifting from, we're pulling down people and spirits and energies from pedestals, and we are standing in line with them. So yes, it's a bold thing to say, I'm an ascended master. You are an ascended master. But we can say it because this point in history, we are decreasing polarity, and we are pulling down the pedestals, and we are realizing the power that we have. We're realizing our greatness, and that we have just as much greatness as the masters at this point in time, and that you can go to your future self and ask that ascension frequency to kind of Sprinkle down. Have the intention of embodying it, embodying your ascension energy every day. And you will feel the difference for it. You will have ease during this great awakening time. So it's all choice. There's souls that are coming in that are choosing 3D, and they really like that consciousness. They really enjoy that playing field. There's souls that are ready to pop and they want to awaken. They want to go into 4D and 5D. There's souls that want to go up and above all that. All of it's choice, and you get to choose. And you get to choose to tune into your future self, one of them being your ascended self. So, more to come on topics like this. There's a lot to say on all the different pieces of this video, but in the meantime, you can use this as a meditation tool. You can use that mudra I explained last week and align yourself with your ascended future self and with just source energy. And by doing that, you really create a sovereign connection and not have all the other energies trying to give you information. Just go for the direct connection. Go for the direct line, all right? And get your downloads and information there and see what happens. See what happens. So I really recommend meditating with that and asking some questions and having a journal and really writing it, doing an automatic writing. You may not have it here in your mind. You might be like, nothing really came to me. Put your pen on the paper and ask the question, and all of a sudden you just start writing. It's really cool. It's really cool. So let me know where you are with all of this. Was this helpful? Was this not? If this wasn't your thing, no big deal. Just throw this just out the window. For those that it spoke to, just I'd love to hear how this affected you, how tuning into your ascended self is creating more ease in your day. And by all means, beautiful beings, join the High Vibe Tribe by subscribing, liking, and clicking the bell. And I'm really excited because as we grow this community, I'll be able to do live feeds, and we'll have a community page. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that happens at 1,000. And if you're looking at this in the future, and I have 100,000 subscribers, and thanks for being here. And this is one of my first videos. So, beautiful people, enjoy this beautiful day with your ascension energy and see what that creates for you. Namaste.